welcome to MBA Mental Boost. This is your coach, Dr. Rosie. Today, I want to talk about radical responsibility. So I really like this term, and if you apply it to your game, thinking about you have to take radical responsibility for your game. Okay, you can't take responsibility for the game as a whole, as much as our brain might want to, even if you're in a leadership role for your team. You just can't. You can't take full responsibility, but you can and you need to take it for your game. Now, this sometimes can be harder because it's really interesting that our brain will go to the macro of wanting to control the whole game. But when we look at our own personal game, sometimes the brain can find it, especially if it's been a challenging game, can find it hard to then take responsibility, to take ownership. And you know what it then does is that it starts to blame. So it's everybody else's fault. It's the coach didn't give me enough minutes. It's the refs, there were some bad calls. It's my teammates, some of them had really bad energy. Whatever it is, the brain will seek out all the other reasons and excuses as to why maybe we didn't perform at our best. Now, obviously I'm generalizing. For some people, it will be the opposite. It will be that we're really good at going inwards and being like, you know what, these are all the things that I did wrong. These are all the mistakes, blaming ourselves. But in many ways, it's the same thing, because what it stops us from doing is actually looking at, okay, well, what do I need to do about it? Like a so what? So what to... the coach didn't put me in long enough, teammates didn't bring energy, or if we start blaming ourselves, I should have done this, I didn't do that, I sucked on this, whatever it was. Okay, so what? What are you actually going to do with that? So this is where the radical responsibility comes in, because it's okay, we'll take that. So what? What am I going to do next? What's my action? Where do I need to take responsibility and ownership for? And really own my game, own myself. Actually, I'm going to broaden this out. You know that I don't script these. I'm going to broaden this out and look at, are there other areas in your life where you're not taking responsibility, where maybe you're not as satisfied, but it's everyone else's fault, or you're internalizing it, but you're not actually doing anything about it. So it's like we're on a hamster wheel. Potential is that it's a mirror. So if you're seeing this on the court where you're not taking responsibility, we're going to see, if I held up that mirror, we're going to see other areas in your life where this is showing up. So I'm not saying this is to be like a Debbie Downer, but to think about, actually, where do you need to step up? Where do you need to take ownership? What can you take responsibility for? What do you need to be taking responsibility for? Then when you turn that to your game, now we start to see that every single game is data, every single game is feedback, and you get to take that responsibility to make changes for the next one. Even if your next game is 24 hours later, you got to turn that around quickly then. You've got to take that ownership. Don't blame the game before that now you're tired for this next one. It's we don't let our brain do that. So you need to take that radical, and I like that. It's not just responsibility. It's no, this is radical responsibility, full total ownership of yourself, of your game. And that comes down to, I'm a bit of a stuck record on these things that you can control, like your identity, like your attitude, like your energy, like your body language and your communication and your self-talk, all of these things. So if your brain starts to spin, blaming other people or blaming yourself, take it back to, okay, well, what's in my control? What am I going to change? What am I going to step up for the next game? What are my standards? I was doing this with a client the other day. What are the standards that I set for myself? They now need to be non-negotiable. There's no excuses with this. We don't let our brain run in excuses or blame. We have to take ownership. And that means taking ownership of your actions, how you feel, what you say to yourself. I've said before about thoughts, feelings, actions. That's what is 100% in your control. That's what you need to be responsible for. If you can hand on your heart say, yeah, you know what? I showed up with full effort. I gave full energy. My attitude, I was completely locked in. I was focused. I was bringing the energy for my team. Well, then if you get to the end of the game and you've lost, you'll still say that was a good game. Yeah, I had a great personal game. There's things that we need to work on as a team, but you know what? My responsibility for my game, yeah, I was good. Like, I held my standards. That's what you want to be saying at the end of every single game, not just the odd few, and not just waiting until, crunch time or the playoffs or whatever it is and you add the pressure. It's like, nope, you need to do that every single game. So I wanted to share that with you for this week. I'm putting this out on a Friday, so chances are you'll be listening to this maybe just before a game or whatever. So hopefully it's really good timing to just hear this and to remember that, yeah, you are 100% in control of your game, and I want you to take full, radical responsibility. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of NBA Mental Boost, the secret weapon to supercharging your performance on the court. If you found today's episode useful, don't forget to subscribe and share. You can connect with me over on any social platform. You can find me at Dr Rosie Mead. Until next time, go out there and dominate using the power of your mind. This is Dr Rosie, signing off.